welcome. I'm making this presentation on surviving a new school or like going into uni. If you're watching this, you're probably starting uni in September or a new school. I started a new school for the final 2 years of school in the UK, and instead of surviving it, I kind of fell into the pits of hell. But I ended up having really good friends by the end of it and being really happy and getting the grades I wanted. So it all worked out for the best. But during it, there were some hard times. I'm going to be open about that. So I just thought I'd like share everything I learned. So the first mistake I made, and the number one tip I'd share with you is do not have a personality when starting. Just don't have a big personality, because everyone's like observing each other. Be judgmental in the best way possible is like, that's the nicest way I can put it. Just sit back, watch everyone else, watch the dynamics, just be observant. It's better to be quiet. I learned by not doing this that the best thing to do is to use my ears and ration to my mouth. One mouth, two ears, so listen twice as much as you speak is definitely one of my top tips. And then second tip is do not have too much energy, okay? Because the next thing you know, 800 people you go to school with will be asking you for drugs, okay? I'm just energetic. Just like to clarify that. I'll never touch it. I just have high levels of energy. So if you're like me and you have really high levels of energy, just, you'll have your people eventually who will love those high levels of energy, but the majority of people, they probably don't. There's nothing more annoying for low energy people than someone smiling at them like this at 8 a.m. in the morning. Hi, how are you? So yes, I would tone down the energy. Just like pretend to be as miserable as everyone else, even though you're a really happy person, if you are a happy person. So yeah, act miserable even though you're not. But like, don't be too miserable. Just be like, match everyone else's energy, if you get what I mean. And then do not smile too big. Sorry, I'm reading it backwards. Do not smile too big, okay? I went around the place like this, okay? And it wasn't well received, okay? Even now, like, I don't know how I smile just big, but it's just like a natural thing for me. Like that, it's just my construction, my facial construction is just like having a big smile. People don't like big smilers at 8 a.m. in the morning, is what I've learned. A lot of people would like mock the smile and like come up to me like this with a big smile. Personally, best way to be mocked. I loved it, but not everyone will receive a big smile. Well, just smile like that kind of bitchy kind of smile. Like, be a nice person, but just have walls up, And do not be boy obsessed is a really important one. Don't talk about guys all the time. I moved from an all-girls school to a mixed school, and I was like, oh my god, these creatures that are looking at me, what are they? They're still an enigma to me. Don't know what goes on in boys' head, but just don't constantly talk about them, because it's annoying for other people around you. Just like, call your mum, tell her everything, or like just find someone who will listen to you for hours about boys, but do not go on and like, do not, and also people might get jealous of you getting more attention than them. There's like, some girls do. Just just leave boys, just focus on you first, and then boys will come. Do not chat, do not talk about people behind your back, their backs, not your back. It never goes well. Everyone talks about everyone behind their backs, granted, but honestly, just do not get caught in the trap of it, because friendships that are made of not liking one person are very weak friendships, and they're not going to last a long time. So just don't talk about anyone, don't down anyone, and it will bite you in the back. Yeah, exactly. Talking about people behind their backs will stab you in their back. Get it? Do not show vulnerability. Do not cry in front of people. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's human, but like, just don't be vulnerable. If you're having a hard time, tell your support network, which is like a couple tips down. Just don't show vulnerability, because teens and like humans actually, we're like a pack animal. And it's like an instinct for us. We used to all live in tribes, right? In dangerous environments with big predators. So everyone wanted to be in the middle of that tribe, in that little village. We all wanted to be in the middle of the village for the most protection. And the moment someone shows the slightest bit of vulnerability, oh my God, there's a ladybug. Hello. Oh, look. Oh. Oh, hello. What's your name? Okay, he obviously can't. The moment you show slight vulnerability, you will be pushed out of that village and be on the edge of the village for the wolves, okay? And we still have that kind of mentality in it. So people will want to pick on, like at school, I got told that in every school, apparently there's always someone that everyone won't like collectively. You probably can name someone, or you may have experienced it, that someone just like the whole year collectively decides we don't like this person, and then you talk to that person, you're like, they're a lovely person, now you have no idea what the hate is for. It's just because humans do it to survive. It's a horrible fact. We push someone out that shows the slightest bit of indifference, the slightest bit of actual personality, and push them out of the circle so that they can be eaten by the big scary predator first. Even though there's no longer any big scary predators, so we don't need to do this anymore, but it still happens with mean girls and humans and probably boys as well. Okay, I don't want you going up my sleeve. Sorry, ladybug interference. Okay. Oh, it's on my sleeve now. Hey ho. Okay. Find an outlet, okay? When I was really lonely and had no friends, but I did have friends, but I had very few friends. So, and they obviously had lives. So I had to find somewhere where I could be alone and get all my emotions out and just be happy being alone. And for me, that was the gym. I used to go religiously in the first year of my new school. Like I was going 4 hours a day for 6 days a week, which was crazy. But I benefited from it, health, like physically. And it was very good for my mental health. Like it was just my safe space. I didn't have to be around anyone. I didn't have to be fighting to be in a group. I was just happy alone, you know? And then that's like, it's okay to feel lonely because everyone does. Everyone is insecure, especially in the first 3 months. They're like probably the hardest. Everyone's like figuring out who their friends are. They don't really know. No one really knows. And everyone's feeling anxious and insecure, which, well, maybe not everyone, but you know, most people are insecure. They're away from home, a lot of people for the first time. So it's completely okay to feel this horrible feeling. You should probably talk to someone, which is my next thing is remember your support network. So just remember, like, you may be at uni, you may feel like you have no friends or at a new school, but you do. Like, everyone has someone in their lives that loves them, and if you don't think you do, you do. Okay, I promise you, you have someone who at least likes you, and you definitely have someone who loves you. Like my parents, I'm so lucky to have a really good network at home. I've got, like, not very many, but some really strong, amazing friendships. So even when school was really hard, I knew that I was loved, just not in that environment. And you just got to remember that you are loved and appreciated, just maybe not in this area. And it eventually you will be loved and appreciated, so it doesn't matter. And then find a safe person to talk to, especially when you're feeling lonely. So it might be a barista at a coffee shop, or your matron, or just try and make sure it's not someone in your peer group or your age group who can then don't show vulnerability to those types of people. Just find someone, preferably like a older woman, because they're always lovely and empathetic and been through exactly the same thing. I promise you, everyone has been through a hard time in a new place. Okay, if you haven't, it's coming for you. Like it happens to everyone, it's natural. But just find someone you can talk to that won't use the vulnerability against you, you know? And then that is the end of my presentation. Best of luck to anyone starting a new school or going to university. It might be horrible for a bit, but I promise you it will get better. And the first 3 months are hard. January, November is a hard month. a really hard month. March, often quite hard. Towards exams, it's always a bit of a stress point for everyone. And just remember, everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's feeling anxious. Everyone's not knowing who their friends are, blah, blah, blah. Don't be too confident, fake it till you make it. Just be quietly confident. Just observe is really my top tip. When I go into uni, will I be observing? Yes. I'll try. But I just have the blab in me. I just have the yapping gene, and I'll probably yap too much, and I'd like to apologise to anyone watching this who knows me for blabbing too much. But yeah, anyways, that's my presentation. Thank you for watching, and good luck, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.